to sight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. Today, I want to talk about Trudeau. Yes, my favourite subject. Now, some of you out there may or may not know that Trudeau has rammed through what is, in my mind, a bill that is both a national disgrace and shameful, without any consideration, and I say that quite openly and honestly, without any consideration of the real consequences. The Federal Liberal Communist Party of Canada have legalised marijuana. Let's just think about that for a moment. Supposedly sensible people have legalised a mind-altering drug. What could possibly go wrong there? Well, I'll make it real simple for those stoned left-wing nutballs out there who think it's cool to be stoned. Imagine, if you will, you're walking down the road, maybe holding a young child or pushing a stroller or maybe walking your dog. You're minding your own business. The pedestrian walkway is flashing, so you cross with safety, right? You start to cross when out of the blue a car comes and mows you down. Why do I highlight this? It's very, very simple. These drugs that 57 genders have legalised are in some cases hundreds of times, and I say that clearly, hundreds of times more potent than the same drug people were smoking in the 60s. Check it out if you don't believe me. That was one example. Imagine someone on a major highway. This is the worst case you could possibly imagine. A tractor-trailer driver under the influence. The result would be catastrophic. Nothing less than catastrophic. If Mothers Against Drunk Drivers think the current situation is bad in Canada, which it is, because everybody sees these people drinking and driving. When I came to Canada, I could not believe it, but it goes on because people don't care. Just wait, because human beings are just that, human beings, and they will make mistakes. They will get behind the wheel and they will drive under the influence of drugs. Make no mistake about that. It's going to happen. Be under no illusion. This will happen and people will die. Unfortunately, there will be mass carnage on our highways. If the same truck driver crosses into the USA, he's done. His life is done over one mistake. Finally, I just want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. When you get in your car today and you're driving down a quiet road or a busy street in town, glance over at the car next to you and ask yourself this: do I know them? Can I trust them not to be high? And finally, I give you this statistic. Statistically, drunk drivers are more likely to be male than female. So that's a very large part of the population that you can, for the most part, disregard. Not entirely, but mostly. Now I ask yourself, can you apply that same statistic to so-called legal drugs? So next time you get in your car, look over. Even if you see a friend or a neighbour, can you really say, I trust them not to be under the influence of so-called legal drugs? And my final thought is for Mr. Trudeau. Are you going to hold Mr. Trudeau responsible when a friend, a family member, somebody you know dies because of legal drugs? Because he should be held responsible, and so should all the MPs be held responsible for this disgraceful bill. Oh, Canada indeed. Your thoughts? You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab and email. You can now find us on Spotify. Just go to the podcast section and type Canadian Politics with a Twist and you'll find us. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio, and please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.